I'm Charles Gross. Welcome to Two on the Aisle.
I'm Leslie Hoban Blake. Good evening.
Yes, Leslie. Now, WarHorse also shows the atrocities of war, but it takes, in a way, a much more straightforward because it goes basically directly to the battlefield on it.
Well, after an initial introduction of the characters,
well,
yes.
Again, the war, I'm talking its approach to war, not the...
Oh, I see.
It's about a young boy, Albert, and his father is a drunk who basically acquires this wonderful horse.
And a gambler.
And a gambler who acquires this horse, pays a lot more than he should have because he's trying to outdo his more successful brother who is a war veteran. The bottom line is eventually the boy befriends the horse, trains the horse, has a very strong relationship with the horse, and the father...
And has been promised the horse at a certain point for doing all that.
Right. And ultimately the father, getting an even more ridiculous price from the British Army, sells him to the army. The horse goes to war. The boy goes to war to find the horse.
And it's based on a children's story, so it is a very simple story. It's not... There are no deep hidden meanings to it.
But the amazing thing here is the use of puppetry.
Oh, God.
And I don't think I've seen it quite like this since The Lion King.
Oh, even beyond The Lion King, though, because of the way, the mechanism, there are several horses, and each one is, this horse starts as a foal.
This is the Handspring Puppet Company.
Yes, and they have been singled out. The whole company has only won one nomination, but it's for a special nomination for the creative team, and it's for thrilling stagecraft. I love that. And thrilling stagecraft.
And they have these basically the horses are life-size. There's several people manipulating them.
The front, the part, the middle part, and the back part.
And it's just done so beautifully. And the intensity of war, I think, to me, is a lot more realistic than in Bengal Tiger, but equally intense.
And equally theatrical.
People die. The boy's cousin dies.
Well, shh, don't give it all away.
Horses die.
Oh, God, that's sad, yes.
I will say there is, after a fashion, a happy ending, but it's not like he goes, gets the horse, comes back. He is really knocked up by the war. I mean, I will say he survives, but he gets the full experience.
Well, and it's not only his experience. There are many, many people who are involved and who also die or are maimed forever because of this awful war. And the beautiful thing is that it's totally an ensemble. There's no one really stands out, even though there are certain characters who have larger roles. You don't really know who these people are except as their character. But it's done in two ways. Initially, one of the people is an artist, and he draws, and they take that concept of his drawings and they put it above the ground level of the set, and that becomes a motion picture of what's going on. So it moves you from one place to another. As a drawing, but it's a live-action drawing, and it's so beautifully done. And so you have the puppetry, and you have the live-action drawings, and yet it's all theater.
Oh,
There's not a moment that isn't theater.
Theatrical, yes. And it's also a bit historical because you learn how you see the cavalry riding, and in any other war they would have been so triumphant, and then all of a sudden they're up against machine guns.
Well, and they're up against a tank. Barbed wire for the poor animals and tanks.
Yes.
And when that horse meets a tank, it's the idea of the world has changed forever.
Yeah, well, they definitely emphasize how much this war, how the business of war was changed in World War I.
Absolutely.
And it's fascinating. Let's see, who was the boy was Seth Nurich. Yes. Was the boy, the father was T. Ryder Smith.
That was the uncle, was T. Ryder Smith. The father was Boris McIver.
Yes.
And I'm not sure who is from the original company or not, because there's a British company of this that's still going on. And so, it's an interwoven thing, half American and some British, and just an amazing piece of stagecraft.
Right.
And your heart just... aside from the fact that it's war, it's also the theatrical experience. That's why when they said thrilling stagecraft, I can't think of a better explanation of what this is than thrilling stagecraft.
It's such a more grounded wartime experience than Bengal Tiger. And again, each is excellent in its own way. But it's just interesting to so quickly, in the matter of weeks actually, see these two very powerful plays on war, and each taking such a unique approach to it. It's really, you can learn a lot.
By going to the theater, absolutely.
By going to the theater.